Hi Gemini, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth, I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot reader, and this, my darlings, is your March into April Sun, Moon and Stars reading. This is a monthly intuitive tarot reading. It takes a deeper look at your current spiritual path, your soul's growth, healing and transformation, and of course includes numerology and astrology because I love to read that way. In the first row we look at the sun, or your divine masculine, and that covers all of the actions, your actions and experiences over this time period, things that you really should be mindful of as well, okay? In row 2 is the moon, or the divine feminine part of your reading, which is everything that's beneath the surface for you. So what's hidden from your conscious mind, anything to do with your emotions or your intuitive and instinctive responses, things that you can meditate and reflect on as well, okay, now that when we highlight them, and that will obviously help you along your spiritual path, okay? It appeals to your higher self, your intuition and your karmic path. And then finally, in the third and final row, we have advice on moving forward. So it's actually April, really. We look at the first week of April, or the first 10 days of April, and it really is just things that you want to be thinking about, want to be noticing, things to consider as you move forward. Okay, my darlings, I've already shuffled. As you know, I've already meditated. I'm going to do a little bit more of that on camera, and then we'll get started on your reading. And I love my air signs. Honestly, I celebrate when I read for the air signs. I'm like, thank you. So welcome, Gemini. Okay. Okay, that was so difficult because the song in my head, I don't even know the name of this song. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that we've been... I don't even know the words. That song. Do you know that song? Who sings that song? I don't even know what it is. But that song is in my head. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that we've been going through? I don't know the words. But that song, if you recognise that song, I feel like it's like I don't know, 80s maybe. I don't know. It's got that sort of late 70s sort of hippie, the original version. It's a beautiful song. I just don't know what it's called. Anyway, that song was in my head. So, do you know where you're going to? And obviously, when I see this, I'm like, we look up. Oh gosh, look, we've got Judgment and we've got the 10 of Wands, and all this tells us base of the reading. Okay, so energy on the base of the reading is the perspective of this. So really, this is, I suppose, where are you going? Because it's time for you to look up. You've been under a huge amount of strain for some reason, for reasons that'll be different for everyone in their lives. You've been under a strain, taking on a huge amount of responsibilities for some reason. That's maybe been a distraction from really what you're trying to face up to, from what you're trying to understand about yourself. Let's have a look. I want to dive right into actions and experiences, okay, for you guys this month. So we've got our High Priestess, we've got the what's that card? Five of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and we've got the Knight of Swords. So we've got the elements here, haven't we? We've got water, we've got earth, we've got it's like, I don't usually do elemental readings, to be fair, but I feel like there is something that is growing within you. There's something that's growing that is sort of wanting to be you cut in a lot of things. This is quite an intuitive reading for an earth sign. I don't usually have these type of readings for you guys. You're clearing a path toward abundance. That's what you're doing this over this time period. You're clearing a path towards your abundance, towards changing things. Actually, you are wanting to bring something in. You're clearing a path. Your actions and experiences, anyway. We've got number 2, okay? So we've got the High Priestess, which is number 2, it's linked to Pisces, I think, or Cancer, and Venus. It's number 2, so 2's are about commitments and partnership and duality. It's also linked to our desires, to what we feel, to what we want, is number 2. It's linked to our personal power, is number 2. It's linked to agreements and agreeability, is number 2. The High Priestess in itself is the card of the tarot reader. I always like to say that it's linked to your intuition, so it's linked to everything that is you, that is non-physical. So your dreams, your wishes, your emotions, your desires, your memories, your ideas about things, your perspective about things, the impacts of your experiences, everything like that, everything that is you, that is non-physical. This is what the High Priestess governs and is involved with. And what it suggests is that for you are engaging with the full gamut of your experiences this month. Now, interestingly, I said to everybody, February, March time, there might be quite a lot of illness going around. And you could be sort of feeling a little bit ill, feeling a little bit worn out. I said, listen, don't worry, don't stress. All it is it's the universe's way of giving us all time to sit down and reflect, to sit down and to notice our physical bodies, to notice the impact of the experiences of the last 12 months, what they did to us, how they affected our body, how they affected my mind, how they affected my perspective. And so we've been under strain. People, I mean, I know there's a pandemic actually, isn't there now? It's turning into a pandemic, the coronavirus. I'm not saying that we predict that astrology predicts it, but really, if you look at it like that, you can see that we're all leveling up. Anyway, I'm digressing. So for you, it's as if you've got access to all this information. So it might be that you are yourself poorly, you're ill, you're unwell, you're off work, you're off school, you're potentially isolated. But what that's giving you actually in the month of March is an opportunity to notice the discomfort of your current life. So obviously you're ill now, right? So you're off work, yeah, or you're off school. But being off work or being off school actually gets you to notice the discomfort, notice the impact of what you've been experiencing, of your recent experiences. Okay, this is what I'm getting with the High Priestess. It's linked to your intuition, an insight, obviously, but it's as if the veil between the physical and the non-physical you is removed. So whereas usually we're very conscious, we're working hard, we're moving forward, looking at and doing, taking actions, what's in front of, responding to the experiences that we're having. When the High Priestess, what this shows is that veil's being removed. So what it means is you're doing things and you're saying things, but you're noticing your instincts and you're noticing your emotional responses, and you're like, usually I can just get up and say, right, it's work, it's Monday, I can get to work on. But like you get up on a Monday to go to work and like, bloody hell, I hate this job. I hate getting up for work on a Monday. I'm going to stay in bed. I'm not even ill, but I'm going to have a week off. It's noticing it. That's what this tells me. That's what it tells me with it being here at the beginning of the reading in your actions and experiences. Some of you will be having time off work, choosing to, because you notice the discomfort and the responsibility that you've been under. Those of us that have been looking after sick relatives or whatever, looking after people, looking after the neighbours' pets or whatever. Like, do you know what? sorry to swear, I'm bloody knackered. I need a rest. You know, you're noticing how the fullness of your reality, the full physical of what it feels like, physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental experience of what it feels like to be you. You are noticing that this month in March, April. That's what we see here, just as the headline. That's what we see, yeah? So we next have the Five of Pentacles. Pentacles energy, where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. Number five on the tree of life is power. It's about the deconstruction and reconstruction. It's about of our ideas, of our perspectives, of our foundations and the structures in our life. It's about the deconstruction and the reconstruction. It's about the where we apply ourselves, shifting where we apply our energy, shifting. That's what the number five is about, shifting where we apply our energy, our effort, Pentacles, our mind, with its swords, our emotions, if it's cups, blah, blah, blah. So that's what number five is about. So when we have the Five of Pentacles, it's about this shift in where I want to put my energy, because we ain't doing this anymore. 10 of Wands, we're getting to the end of this. You get into the point where like, I cannot carry on working this hard on this job, on this relationship, on this project. I cannot carry on working like this. That's this. That's you noticing the strain in your bones, or the anxiety it's causing you, this job or this promotion. You noticing it. And it's you then taking choosing, I'm going to put my energy in a different place this month, mate. I'm for first week or first 2 weeks of March. I'm going to have a day off. I'm on sick. I've not got the corona, but I'm telling my boss, it's like that. It's like someone's got to give. And remember, karma's necessary. So this experience, getting to this point, don't feel stupid. Oh, I shouldn't have worked so hard. Yeah, you should have worked so hard. Because if you didn't work this hard, you wouldn't have realised and noticed that you actually do matter. That your physical body does matter. And so that going forward, we're going to have to apply yourself differently. This is a real learning, a practical learning month for you, Gemini, and you've got the energy of this clarity coming through, because you might look at this week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 of the month of March, and then this is April, and this is what's going on beneath the surface. So you can look at it that way if you want, week to week, because look at what, and we know actually, I tell you, the key astrology this month, and you can see the astrology on my Instagram. I'm showing you my Instagram actually, because I've got my phone here now. Yeah, I do watch Love Island and follow Love Island, and no comment on that whole situation anyway that happened last night with Love Island. Anyway, but yeah, my you shouldn't be. Hang on a minute. Right, sorry. Right, so you will see my astrology on here. So I do the transits. Can you see? And I always. So the key dates for the month I talk about on my thingy, and I give you a full breakdown of the 16th of February, of what it's going to, how it's going to, blah, blah, blah. So you can check out Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram. You can follow Key Wisdom Tarot. I do all sorts of different types of posts. Everything's created by myself, blah, blah, blah. So check it out. But the important date for this month for you guys is the 19th for us all, because we've got Uranus, which is will be in Taurus, sextile the true node, which is in Cancer. So true node, north node, or the north node, is where you're headed, what your perspective is, where you're going. Planet and Uranus is the planet of transformation. So it means that where we're going, where we're headed, where we think we're headed, where we think we're going, could be completely transformed. Not only can it be completely transformed for us in our mind, in our thoughts, but it can be, that transformation can be manifested in our real world. It's in Taurus, and on the same day, Sun and Zuri. So it's about the actions that we take, and it's about manifested actions, things that we do that manifest this potential change in our direction. That's what this month is about. That's what the 19th of March is about. So this is the third week, if you will. Yeah, and the third week of March is saying that truth's coming in. So now the new direction is set. So you might have the first week off March. You might have the first week of March off work. You might be ill. You might have the corona. You might be poorly. Whatever's wrong. Don't, when we're ill, don't get all bogged down in the fact that, oh my God, I'm ill. Get bogged down in the fact is why I'm ill, so I'm here for a reason. This illness is necessary. I always say that for me. If I can't move, if I can't get out of bed, if I'm exhausted, I'm like, well, It's necessary. I need to realise that I'm working too blooming hard. I need to adjust my actions. So this truth, whatever truth it is for you, clarity is coming in for you guys, for Gemini. You're back on your feet. You're back on steady ground, Gemini. With this energy here. This is the Ace of Wands. So you know it's sword energy, your energy, earth energy, all about our conscious mind, our clarity, our awareness, our thoughts, how we communicate with other people. So this is like the light bulb moment, the clarity coming in, the truth coming in. This is that energy, the truth coming in. And you know now, you've reflected, you've spent that, you've had some time off work, or you've isolated yourself, or you've kept your head down, and now you know and notice the strain of whatever this responsibility is, or whatever this project is, wherever you've been putting all this energy to try to keep the peace, or to try to make it good, or to try to make it a success, whatever it is, you've been doing too much. Now you realise this, and it's about saying it, because it's not necessarily about the sort of the pain of it, or it's the fact that if we don't say the truth of how we feel, we'll continue to live in discomfort. If we don't notice the discomfort, we'll continue to live in it. We have to notice it. That's why awareness brings growth. If you don't know, you can't grow. So if you notice the discomfort, which finally you do at number 10 of Wands, then we can do something to shift it. Then we can do something to change it. So it looks like you are making moves at the end of the month. You are making moves. This is for the whole of the month, but it could be end of whatever, you apply it. You're making moves. This is energy you love. I as an earth sign, I like my feet firmly on the ground, but the Knight of Swords likes to move quickly. So this is you being decisive and you now acting on what you understand, on what you now learn. So this is you saying, right, I'm having first 2 weeks off March. I'm in bed first 2 weeks of March. I'm ill. I'm stressed. I'm ill. You have the first 2 weeks of March off. Then you realise, do you know what it is? I can't work like that. I can't continue to work the way that I've been working. I can't continue to hold this relationship, or to hold this this job or this project by myself. And then you get back to work and you have that conversation. There ain't no umming and ahhing anymore. You understand, you've had your respite, which is really what that is. It's kind of like the Hermit, them two together, really. It's kind of like the Hermit. It's kind of like, you take some time out. You might be forced because you're ill, and I only say that because of this card here. You might not be ill, you might be fine. But it's that energy of shifting where I'm putting my energy and effort. I've got to apply my energy differently, because if I keep applying my energy in the way that I've been applying it, I'm going to end up in this situation again. Stressed, all the responsibility, no time to myself, no time to think, no time to see what I want to do, no time to see where I want to go. So I've got to now shift that, and you think that, and you realize that, and you act on it straight away. You have those conversations, you say what you need to say. That's what I like about Gemini. That's what I like about the earth signs. No messing about, me. We just get on with it. That's what I like. That's why it's easier to read for you guys. So I'm always here jabbering on. Anyway, so let's now look at row 2, which is your moon, or your divine feminine. That's what's hidden from your conscious mind. What's anything that's emotional, intuitive, etc. This is what's going on. Ooh, yes. So you're in your element, aren't you? You are not ignoring yourself. You ain't ignoring yourself. That's your card. That's you. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Hang on. Whoa. Right. We've got the Lovers, Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. Yes, Queen. All we need now is a 3 of Cups. Where is it? We need 3 of Cups going. Yes, Queen. Anyway. Oh my gosh, darlings. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm so happy for you. I love it when people get nice readings. Okay, so wowzers. So what's going on beneath the surface for you? I'm going to apply these energies to you directly, and then I'll give you a brief love overflow. Your love readings, by the way, your love stories for February into March are available right now. They go from the middle of the month to the middle of the month, so you can watch those middle of Feb to middle of March right now. Love stories on my channel, Gemini. Watch them. And hang on, what was it called? Oh, your last love reading was called New Love Moves, so this could have something to do with it. But you can get your next month in the middle of this month, etc. Okay, so excuse me, lovers, this is what's going on beneath the surface for you. This is your divine feminine, your emotional, intuitive sense, self, your higher self, your karmic path. So this is one of love. So this, when we talk about this as something for you to sort of engage with on a personal level, what this talks about is it's compassion, self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-awareness, awareness of everything that's happened externally in my life, all of my experiences that I've had, all the moves that I've made, all the things that I've done that's are masculine or divine masculine goes out in the world. That's you, part of you, obviously. So it's recognizing that those experiences, along with the impact that they had on me, on my intuition, on my instincts, on what it taught me about myself, on my energy, on the memories, etc. Recognizing that the two, there's a unity between those two. They live, not there, when we talk in sort of ancient texts, the sort of the Buddhas, if you will, of the bodies, the energetic bodies, they live within you. The energetic equivalent of Adam and Eve, or your divine masculine and your divine feminine, live within your heart space, and they're not actual people. I'm just it's energy, but I'm saying the energetic equivalent of your divine masculine and your divine feminine is in your heart space, in your heart chakra. That ability to be able to accept the impact of both our experiences and the impact that they had on us, and understand that they were necessary for our wholeness, for our balance. That is this compassion that we have for ourselves, this acceptance, self-acceptance and worthiness that we feel, and it gives us that strength. It's as if you say, listen, I had to work this hard, because if I didn't work this hard, I wouldn't have noticed that discomfort. Yeah, if I didn't say that I'd do all the night feeds, or I'll do the first shift in the morning, or if I didn't say that I'd do all this overtime, then I wouldn't have realised that I was so unhappy in this job, and that I wouldn't have realised that I was so unhappy in this relationship, or I wouldn't have realised that it was so imbalanced and that I wasn't taking care of myself. Now at least I understand that I have to give myself attention, I have to give myself love, I have to give that's kind of like the journey that you're on. And it's different, obviously, whatever the actual thing is for you in your life that creates this discomfort. Now that you notice that discomfort and that you shift from it as you move through this month and into April, whatever it is for you as an individual is going to be different. But that's the type of awakening that you're going to be having, this new emotional beginning to yourself, where we talk about people talk about all sorts of stuff. This is one of the reasons why I cannot stand social media. People talk about all sorts of stuff, and they're fine to talk about all sorts of stuff. I accept you for who you are right now, regardless of what your beliefs or your thoughts are. I accept you because I know that you are who you are today, right now, in this moment, because of everything that has happened in your life, and how you responded, and what you learned from everything that's ever happened in your life. So how can I judge you? I cannot judge you. Love yourself, people say. But that's the truth of what it means to love yourself. And how many people do you know that actually really truly do love themselves like that? Well, by the end of March and beginning of February, beginning of April, hopefully you. Because that's what we see here. This is that healing of the heart space. This is what we don't realise. I realise it. This is basically karma. This is literally karma. Let me read you the karma post that I wrote. It's very good, actually. I do so on myself. This is the karma post that I wrote, okay, I'm going to just cover up my stats. The karma post on my, because I'm not showing off, I just read you the post. So, karma allows us to face things that are necessary for our healing, expansion, and transformation. Yeah? Listen, understand what that means. This means that we must confront things that we fear, like poverty, isolation, confusion, illness, and pain. Karma reveals your strength, the significance and impact of your experiences, and ultimately helps you to accept the fullness of your reality. It's only once we accept that this was necessary, that pain, that poverty, that hurt, that betrayal was necessary for me to be who I am today, and for me to continue to evolve and to grow. it's as if you understand that this discomfort, this job, this betrayal, this hurt, this pain, whatever it's been for you as an individual, it's like you realize it, you get it. Because when I speak the truth. I'm not that post, karma post, all the posts that I create, every single thing that I say in my tarot readings is my word. Look, I'll show you. Look, I'll show you. Yeah? Look at this. Who does this? I do this, yeah? I look at the tree of life. Oh, that's a tree of life. Oh, is that what it says about the tree of life? Is it? I don't care what it says. Let me do my own meditation, reflection. That's what I do, and I've done this for years. Oh, that's what it says is the second chakra. No. Let me meditate on this chakra for a week, for 2 weeks, and then I'll do my own. So, listen. You have got to recognise, just like I recognise that you have got wisdom and understanding, learning, that your experiences have an impact on you, and you learn from those experiences, and that learning or that wisdom opens up your path further, and it moves you further and propels you further in your life. You are at that stage where you finally understand that. It's like that awakening for you, spiritual awakening maybe. You're in new karmic energy now. You've got to the end of the stressing, the worrying. Oh my gosh, I've already agreed to it. Oh my gosh, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? You've got anxiety hidden from your conscious mind. It's in this position. There's anxiety about speaking the truth, about telling the truth, about saying, do you know what? I can't do the early starts or the late nights or all the responsibility anymore. You've got anxiety within, but you've also got joy, because what you've done is you've listened. What you've done is you've noticed the discomfort, and so you're able to change things. And you realise that's a breakthrough for you. You realise it's a breakthrough for everyone. That's huge to be able to do that. Do you know how many people live in discomfort? Do you know how, because you've lived in discomfort yourself. You've lived with jobs, stuck in relationships. You've done it. You've stayed in places and with people that were no good. You were meant to. It was necessary. You've done it. And sometimes we continue, and we do it over and over again. I'm going to be in an uncomfortable situation, and you don't realise it's uncomfortable, but it becomes that way. Ultimately, finally, eventually, you have that sort of breakthrough, hashtag walk moment. And all those people that talk about hashtag walk, you don't even know what that means. The definition of, anyway, I won't even go into it. I'm getting all digressing, but my point is, you are getting to that point where you understand you are becoming hashtag walk to the discomfort. That it's that waking up that's actually shifting how you feel about yourself. You realise that, oh my God, I'm worthy of feeling good, of feeling happy, of feeling okay. I deserve that. That is a beautiful thing. People live in discomfort. People are so polite. Oh, I don't want to say it because I think you're meant to be. It's necessary. It's your karma. Don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. You're meant to be. It's teaching you something. But it's like, we live in that discomfort. We live in those, I won't say anything because it'll upset my mum. I won't say anything because she'll be upset. He'll be upset. So I won't tell the truth because it will upset someone. Listen, the amount of times you've said that to yourself in your brain, I know it's been a lot. Or maybe not, because you're a Gemini, to be fair, which I love about the Geminis and the air signs. But the amount of times you've questioned yourself or not said the truth, that just shows how ridiculous we are in life, that we hide our truth to stop hurting other people. But actually what it does is it hurts us and it hurts them more in the long run. That's what these two cards basically represent. And so you are transforming from that. So as we move into April, let's have a look. You are, good. I'm happy for you, because what we're getting in April is, as we move end of the month, beginning of April, what we get is you moving differently, you acting differently, you behaving differently, taking different actions. Masculine card, it's the Knight of Cups, it's masculine, so it's what we do, it's what you're doing things differently related to how you feel. And what I think for you maybe is that you're actually taking into account your feelings. As I said, you notice the discomfort and you do something about it quickly. You're not hanging about anymore. And I think for you that's quite an important step in your sort of spiritual life, in your personal growth. It seems to be quite a big, it's like you've actually finally got the message that it does matter how you feel. Like, usually you're just like, as long as I've got everything clear in my head, I'm chill, like, I'm all right. As long as I can understand it, as long as I've got the details, like, as long as it, like, makes sense, like, to me, like, in my mind, like, I'm chill. But actually, Gemini, what you actually realize is, it's like, for example, for those people that are doing overtime, this is the example. Not for you, it might not be for everyone, but this is the example, yeah, to highlight it. So you're doing all this overtime, and the reason you do this overtime, Gemini, is because you're saving up for a house. And if you work longer hours, you'll have more money and you'll be able to save up quicker. So obviously it makes logical sense. So that's why you put yourself under that strain. The piece, because it makes sense. It doesn't matter if I'm tired. I'll just sleep. I'll sleep at the weekends. I won't go out as much at the weekends. I'll make sure I do longer, etc. So this is you and your logic mind. And that's usually how you work. But actually working that way, living that way, what you realise is that it's not just about what makes logical sense on paper. That's what you've realised. Or what, maybe for some, it's not really logical sense on paper. Like, it's a good example, but it illustrates it. But it really illustrates the Ten of Swords. This one's mainly like, you feel it's right for other people. So you're doing things because you think that it, for example, it will make your bosses think well of you, or it'll make people respect you, or it will make. So this is the Ten of Wands, which is slightly different to the Ten of Swords. But so the overtime one, that the overtime working extra hours is Ten of Swords. People will respect me, people will like me, people will think well of me, it might do good for my career. That's why you take on these responsibilities. And what you're realising is, even if it makes sense on paper, people respect you more. For example, people respect me more because I work this hard. People say nice things to me, or whatever it is. What you're realising is that actually how you feel, like how your Eve is responding, like how you're emotionally responding, the impact of these external experiences, the impact that they're having on you actually does matter, and you have to take that into account. And it smacks to me of a little bit of unworthiness. That I honestly, that video I posted it months ago now, but people still watch it now. It's in the Key Wisdom playlist. Conscious meditation, why am I not good enough? There's a couple of them, there's one or two, so check them both out in the Key Wisdom playlist. It smacks of unworthiness, though. Am I worthy? Do I think I'm worthy, or something? And that's why you're taking on this. This is logical. I'll work this hard because it will earn me more money. I'll be able to buy the house quicker. Blah blah blah. That's this is. If I do this, like, it'll be good for me, like, people will respect me, like, people will think that I'm a good person. And it's not that you hear yourself say that, but this is where the guilt trips in life that we do. You do things that you don't really, really want to do, but because it's good for other people. Do you know what I mean? It's good, keeps the peace, it's good for everyone. But the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands exists because it's meant to be uncomfortable. You're meant to notice the discomfort, and you're meant to act on that discomfort, and you're meant to do things differently moving forward. And what you're doing differently moving forward, as you move into April, as you move forward into this, continue into 2020, what you're doing is you're taking into account how you feel. So Mikao Yusui, the founder of Reiki, he says, be compassionate towards yourself and to others. This shows no compassion to yourself and compassion for everybody else. That's what this card shows. It shows not even thinking about yourself and think about everybody else. That's what this card shows. But that's not what creates mindfulness. That's not what creates balance in our life. That's not what creates peace. What creates peace is the fullness, fully accepting what we're actually feeling and experiencing in this moment. Physically and mentally, emotionally and spiritually. That's what peace is. That's what Nirvana is. It isn't. You can watch What is Nirvana, actually. It's in Key Wisdom playlist. But ultimately, what this is about is you have to notice the discomfort. You have to notice how you feel. And it looks like going forward, you do notice and realise, I'm going to start doing things differently that take into account how I'm feeling, how I'm responding. 8 of Cups here. So this is 8 is the karmic number of karma, linked to karma. On the Tree of Life, number 8 is actually Majesty. Oh my gosh, it's going to take me ages to explain what that is. Trust and believe that. What did I write down when I wrote it? Oh my god, I can't even find it now. Anyway, I can't find it. Anyway, trust and believe with a Majesty. It's almost like the establishment of the beginning to establish a new kingdom. and it's linked, and that's in a nutshell, that's what it's kind of like. It's further investigation of self. I'm doing this off the fly here. This is numerology, like deep numerology, this like Kabbalah stuff. But it's going deep with your motivations, your drivers, your what's the name? There's a word for it that they use in the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, the thing that motivates our actions anyway, that's pushing you forward. The things that push you forward are now gonna include conscious engagement with your emotional self, and that might be a new thing for you. It seemingly is. That your emotional self and how it's going to emotionally impact on you is going to be something that you consider when you make decisions moving forward. There you go. That was hard to say it. So that's walking away from a difficult emotional cycle with the Eight of Cups, as in something that's already happened. So as I said, a way of treating yourself. And I think it was lack of compassion. And I think that lack of compassion was because of how worthy you felt, how deserving you felt of compassion. You don't see it that way. You don't see it like that. You don't see yourself in that way. You're like, you're like in a way similar in a way Capricorn. You're the exact opposite of Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. You're the exact opposite of Capricorn in the fact that you're a divine masculine sign, we're a divine feminine sign. Like you're about the logic, the reason, the clarity of things, the organization of things. Not organization of things, but the ability to be able to categorize, etc. Whereas for Capricorn, it's about manifested security. So they're very different, but what the similarity seems to be, I've totally lost what I was going to say. I have no idea. Basically what you're telling me right now, Gemini, is that Ruth, that's not necessary. Like, get to the freaking meaning. I can hear you, so I'm gonna listen to you. We've got the Queen of Cups next. So with Queen of Cups again, Queen, divine, feminine. That's about what's going on inside, and I've talked about that at length today. And in our emotional world. So again, noticing how I'm feeling. Look at you. You're keeping a real eye on your emotional, intuitive, instinctive self as you move into April. It's as if you have had no compassion for yourself, but it's like if something makes sense, whatever that means, then you'll do it. Like, you'll do it. It makes sense because I can save quicker. If I work longer hours, I can make more money, so I'm going to work longer. But now it's like, it's a different way of things have got to make sense, yes, still to you, Gemini, but they also have to take into account how it makes you feel, how it impacts on you emotionally, how it impacts on your feelings of self-worth. So if you're always the one that's getting up early and doing all the long shift, or you're always the one leaving work late, and you're happy to do it because it makes you loads of money and you get to save. But what you realise is I'm actually not happy about it. It makes me I feel like I'm putting myself in a place of less importance by doing the thing that no one else wants to do. I'm telling even though it makes logical financial sense, for example, by doing it, I'm telling myself that I am not worthy of compassion from myself. I'm telling myself that these people are better than me in a way by doing this. It's kind of like you're noticing how it impacts on your heart space, how what you do, on how what you think, how what you've been happy to do up until now, up until March into April. It's as if you're noticing the effect it has on you emotionally. And that's something that might be new for you or not, but it's actually something that's a real benefit for you, and it's actually something that's really opening up your path and your experiences, your oncoming experiences. Finally, I'm going to be quick now. We've got Hermit energy here, Virgo's energy here, Earth energy. So where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. Number 9, actively looking for what makes me feel secure. Let me look at the things in my life that help me to feel secure, that make me feel good, that make me feel strong, that make me feel but it's looking at the things that you've achieved, that you've been able to achieve, and now there's no need to overachieve or to over exert yourself. You're like, do you know what, I'm doing all right, actually. I don't need to put myself under so much pressure. I don't need, and that's kind of where you're headed. You're heading in this direction where you're like, I don't need to put myself under all this pressure. If they don't like me, that's fine. If they don't, if it takes me 6 months as opposed to 3 months to save the money, that's fine. Like, I ain't gonna keep doing this because if people think that I'm a bad person because I'm no longer gonna, look after mum 4 days a week instead of I'm gonna look after mum 4 days a week instead of 6, then they can think that I'm mean. But I need to take care of me as well. It's that type of energy and reading for you guys this week, so this month. So I'm hoping, my lovelies, that I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that because it's the awareness, yeah. If you don't know, you can't grow. It's that awareness that brings about your growth, your soul's growth, your healing. So you've got to engage with what you're feeling now, engage with what you're experiencing now, and it's only that truthfulness, that truthful reflection, that mindful reflection of what we're experiencing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that actually helps us to grow and to expand, and that actually brings in new experiences into our life. Or, as some people say, manifestation. That's how we manifest. We manifest by being aware of what we're experiencing. And this is also, it's only going to bring abundance. The more aware I am, the more I allow myself to respond to my experiences and to engage with my experiences, the more abundant I will be in life, period. I've just given you the 100%. That's a secret to manifestation. I just gave it you just there. I just gave you that just like that. Did you like it? There you go. 7 years I've been learning this stuff, and I'm giving it you. There you go, Gemini. Okay, my darlings, I hope you like that reading. Don't forget to watch your moon sign, your rising sign, and your Venus sign. Your rising sign is about where you're headed, or your perception of where you're headed, how you perceive your path, your life path, where you're going, etc. That's your rising sign. And Venus sign is obviously your love, your heart space. So it might be interesting, where was Venus when you were born? That's going to tell you whatever planet it was, whatever part of the sky it was in, yeah, 5th house, 2nd house, 3rd house, whatever part of the sky it was in. That's going to be an indication to how you deal with love, compassion, love of self, and love of others, etc. Okay, so check out those signs. Your love story from February into March, so it's the 14th of Feb to the 16th of March, is available right now as well, so you can also check that reading out. And I will do your next love story in the middle of March, so it'll be middle of March to middle of April. And then a special, don't forget to follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram, on Facebook. I've showed you it already, but you can also, if you don't have social media, just search hashtag Key Wisdom Tarot, and all the posts that I've written, you'll see the pictures and all the commentary beneath them. You can see that online, because people keep saying to me, I don't have social, I keep forgetting to tell people, so that's what I'm saying now in all my videos. And next week is a brand new slot. I'm going to be producing a brand new video called Tarot Therapy. It's going to be an in-depth look at a specific area of life, or a specific karmic situation that people will be facing. I do not plan what that karmic situation is. I've got no idea until I sit down that day to do that reading, but I'll give you more details of that in the preview video, which will be coming either the end of this week or the beginning of next week. All right, my darlings, thank you so much for being here, my darling Geminis. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you have a wonderful March and April. I will see you all again very soon, next week in fact, with your brand new readings. Take care, my darlings. Bye.